Hello, my educators. I'm Rick Borden. This is my story. During my experience at University of Charleston, West Virginia, we have to create artifacts that show and demonstrate our ability to understand situations, make tough decisions, reduce expenses, increase revenue, profit share, keep the shareholders, the stakeholders, all that normal business stuff that we have to do as leaders. And nowhere in the topic or nowhere in the curriculum did they discuss people who are neurodiverse, people who have cognitive dysfunction, people on the spectrum. I didn't see anything like that in the curriculum for this particular doctoral degree. And the purpose for this video is to better understand people who have learning disabilities, people who have different challenges, people who are just different cognitively, people are neurodiverse, autistic, Asperger's, ADD, ADHD, traumatic brain injury, OCD, anxiety, PTSD. I mean, all of those affect a person's brain. They start there, they live there, they try to function from there. Additionally, I found a gap in the research and have identified a topic of discussion, and that deals with how do people who are neurodiverse effectively communicate with neurotypical people. That was the front end of it. Then that took me down and I learned more about, well, let's look at this population. They're different. They think differently. They process things differently. They connect things that other people don't see. So they have their strengths and they can contribute in enormous capacities in their right environment where they can thrive. Another gap in the literature that is starting to really understand assistive technology, capacities, levels of consciousness. And so this study is really important to me as a neurodiverse leader, as a neurodiverse learner with several comorbidities. This study that I have with SenseMaker will help me understand and bridge the gaps and create multiple opportunities for interventions in areas in which I don't even know quite exist yet. That's what's so awesome about this tool. I have an idea of what I'm interested in, and based on my understanding of the tool and what it does from a qualitative standpoint and then a quantitative standpoint, and having taken a couple of different SenseMaker studies myself, participated in within SenseMaker's Knevin's organization. This is really a once in a lifetime opportunity to contribute to a study that will make a difference. And to ensure that, I have started an organization along with my wife, who's also a Dell graduate of UCWV. And we're starting an organization called Ascendant Leadership Group. Ascendant Research Group. Ascendant Research Group. And the sole function of that is to really understand and take the data that we find, the metadata that we find in the different areas that we see where interventions can possibly happen, not just from a person's network or an expanded network, but globally. That's the intention of our survey, is to have global distribution with several countries. Because what SenseMaker has the opportunity to do is to understand the rich stories based on the country's origin that the stories are coming from. So we'll be able to pick up that rich data from that cultural aspect and then compare cultures, compare generational cohorts, compare education from, and have an influence on education. The study will have also an influence on education from K to my level, and to understand more about this neurodiverse group, how they lead, how they communicate, how they process, how they thrive during chaos in complex times like we're in right now. And will continue to be throughout the rest of this decade, I believe. It's going to be a period filled with disruption, positive and negative. This survey will help influence that because it has complexity built into it. The framework, the sense-making framework, is the Cynefin framework, which is that 12-week course that I took and became certified in. So I'm really excited about this study. I'm hoping you will participate and share this experience, not only with yourself, but your true authentic story from a communication standpoint, but also if you see of somebody else who might have a significant story to share and would love to contribute to the rich data that we're gathering, to share these experiences, to collectively come up and see through a distributive ethnographic study, understanding that phenomenology of conversation, of story, of storytelling, which lends to our decision-making processes. I'm excited about this. I'm excited to see what happens and how many participants we can help, and the organizations that we can help. The body of knowledge that we can contribute to is something that I'm really passionate about, and I'm hoping that you too will share my passion, and that together we have an opportunity to really change some things. I don't know what those will be, but I do know I'm focused on this generation. I'm focused on these next generations coming through, and I'm focused on helping people that don't even really know they have an issue. I found out myself about these comorbidities at the age of 56 years old. My whole life not knowing. And I never took on a victim mode. I just dealt with it. I didn't know, but now I know, and I want to help others to understand what this population really has to offer, and to bridge the gap in the awarenesses or lack of awarenesses for effective communication between the neurodiverse population and then the neurotypical. Thank you so much, everybody. Take care. God bless, and I appreciate your support in this study.